Hey guys, so I wanted to shoot a video for you real quick and show you just a couple of things. Number one, you all know that the engine that we were going to put in our Christine project was indeed a 413, a 1960 413 that's froze up and set up solid. This engine came originally in a 1960 Imperial. Was the original car for this motor. So let's take you over and show you the motor real quick. And this thing's pretty rough. I mean, it was seized up when I spoke to the engine builder. He says, don't touch it, just leave it be. We will get it unstuck. Whatever, we will take care of it. So it's kind of buried over here in the corner, but you can see it over here. This is the 413 out of the 1960 Imperial. Now you can see the mounts over here, okay, which is pretty cool. And it was just full of sludge. There's a video on the channel about us looking into the 413 for Christine, and you're probably seen that video on the channel there somewhere. So we're probably still going to do something with the 413, but hint, hint, hint. When I say probably still going to do something with the 413, obviously you probably caught on by now, we was able to pick up a motor for Christine. Okay, why did we change our mind on the motor, you ask? Well, let me tell you why we changed our mind. Okay, first off, because we're looking through the internet, we discover that there's a motor available for Christine. And there's a guy's got a motor for sale and says that it's a 350, a 1958 350 Golden Commando. For those of you who are not familiar with that, that is the motor that was in the movie car Christine, was a 350 Golden Commando. Now, for those of you who know anything about Plymouth, also know that that motor is like near impossible to find. So we were pretty darn excited to find this motor, and it was for a very reasonable price, and it came out running. So that was phenomenal. So immediately we got on the horn with the guy right away and said, hey, we are going to be right down there with the cash right now to pick that motor up. So, and he even posted a picture of the casting number. Everything looked good. Casting number checked out, 1958 350. So we're like super excited. And the motor, the pictures all look great, everything. So we went down right away, super stoked, super excited. Oh, it came with the transmission as well too. So we grabbed the motor and transmission, and after looking at the motor, we deciphered through a friend of ours, which was a Chrysler / Mopar kind of big time guru. I mean, and when I say big time guru, I mean somebody who like collects all of the Mopar manuals and all that good stuff, like over all these years has been just really heavy into the depth of Mopar engines throughout the years, so they kind of know them like the back of their hand. And it's probably something we should have caught on to ourselves, to be honest with you, but we didn't really take a look. But anyways, so long story short, it's not a 350 Golden Commando, but it is the next best thing. So we will go ahead and take it. We will love it, and this motor is going to be excellent in Christine. We are super happy to still have it. So it's not exactly what we expected, but in some ways maybe better than what we expected. So, but let's see what you guys think. So we're going to turn you around and show you the motor real quick. There you have it. Now the shop's a total mess, a total disaster, so please bear with us right now. We're going through a lot of moving stuff. So, but this is the engine right here. So you can see it's all done up in orange, and this is just a dual 4 intake that we had picked up for it. So it's just kind of sitting on here, obviously, at this point. So let me move this out of the way. Give me a second. Okay, so here we go. So here's the engine right here. It is all done up in orange. It is a replica, looks exactly like the 350 Golden Commando, okay? Looks just like it. Excellent. And it's just on the engine stand here covered up. So anyways, they had a torquer intake on it with a single 4-barrel. It did come out of a, well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me explain a little bit more about the engine first. So They do have the soft plugs in the head, and I don't know why, but they're in backwards according to what I see. Now, somebody told me that sometimes people did that. I don't understand why. So even though it was a running engine, we are going to go through and take all those out and put them back in the correct way, I do believe. So, all right, so let's get down here to the casting numbers. In the casting numbers right down here in the bottom of the block, you will find 1944929-4. Now, when you look that number up, that number will come back a 1958 350. Okay, when you look that up on any of your Mopar sites and web pages, okay? So when you look up here at the top of the block, right up here, and right up here by the head, here it says ML36I, which according to what I understand, they use an I for a 1. So technically what we have here is a 361, okay? So according to what they're telling us, the 361 is basically the same motor as the 350. Everything is interchangeable on these motors except the pistons. In essence, the 361 is just bored bigger, has a bigger bore than the 350 does. So we're pretty happy with that. We found out that this motor came stock in a 1959 Dodge Ambulance, and that's what it came out of, and then came right here to us. So our Christine car will be the second car in this engine's lifetime to have this engine in it. We're going to put a new water pump on it, lose some of these custom made brackets here, because we're going to have to go back with a generator for Christine, so we're going to go back to that. We're going to go ahead and go through the whole entire thing and just make sure everything is fine. Now, supposedly the engine was rebuilt about 6 years ago, and we did put a camera down the cylinders, and they do look great. The cylinders look really nice. So I do believe that it was rebuilt about 6 years ago. The guy we got it from that had it in the ambulance said that it was hardly ever driven, that even after it was rebuilt, they didn't drive it hardly very much at all. But he said it did run really good. So that's good news. We're going to have the engine shop take a look at it and make sure that everything is really good inside before we go ahead and put it in Christine, because we just don't want no problems after that. And we'll probably have them take a look at the dual 4 setup and all that good stuff. So our dual 4 intake we picked up right after getting the motor. We said, okay, let's hurry up and get online and get one of these right away. So I was able to pick this up on ePay and got that done. So what we were after, the big point we were after, was these motor mounts. We really, really needed these motor mounts. So even if we went with the 413, these motor mounts would be phenomenal to have, because these will allow it to drop right in where we need it to go, okay, without any custom motor mounts, okay. So those are the mounts that we have to have. So if anybody out there has any of these mounts, we'd still be interested in picking up a set of these mounts. The difference between these and the 318 mounts is that these have the 2 bolts in the front, 1 bolt in the back. And it's the exact same way on both sides of the engine. 2 bolts in the front, 1 bolt in the back. And that's exactly what we need. So the 318 polys, the bigger 318 polys that came in these cars, they had a 2 bolt in the front, 1 bolt in the rear on one side. The other side had a 2 bolt in the rear and 1 bolt in the front. So we need these big block mounts like this for any to put the 413 in something else. We're not going to tell you what car we're thinking about dumping that 413 in yet, but we're going to have to go through and rebuild the whole damn thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now the full 413 is all we're going through, and we got a dual 4 intake for the 413. So yes, we got a dual 4 intake for that. So that's cool. We'll go ahead and get to that as soon as we can. We got so much stuff going on here at the shop, guys. I'll tell you what, we are a one-man show or two-man show sometimes when Brando can get out here. Anyways, there's the motor for Christine, guys. Thanks for popping in. It is a 361, like I said, but still, next best thing. We got a dual 4 setup for it. So we're going to slap those couple Edelbrocks on there, and she'll be good to go. And by the way, the orange is going to go, okay? I don't know, but the orange is going to go. It's going to go all back to gold. It's going to look and appear exactly like the golden Commando. So still a really cool motor. So we do got to find manifolds for it though. That's, yeah. All right, guys. So there you have it. The new flash sneak peek at Christine's new motor. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families, and we will talk at you soon. Peace.